Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by
Orchids is a premier manufacturer of private label tissue towel and napkins. If you've purchased private label tissue towel or napkins, there's a very, very good chance that it came from this facility. We went from being a regional player in our game to being a national distributor now, and we're very, very proud of that fact. The employees here at Orchids are great. They provide us the best resource that we could ask for. We've got a lot of honest, hardworking people that really help us, progress as a company. Being inside the Mid-America Industrial Park is a huge advantage to a company like ours because there's a lot of resources that come with it. There's a lot of collaboration between the companies that reside here in the park. For those younger folks that are interested in a career, Orchids is a great place for them to look at. We provide great benefits, we provide a future, we provide opportunities.
Plus by viewers and members like you.
Coming up on Living Grand on Grand Lake, we'll meet the man who cares about and for Grand Lake residents. We'll visit a beautifully restored historic theater and we'll go cruising Grand Lake style. These stories plus more coming up next on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand.
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 And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Welcome back to Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm your host, Christy Wallace. Dr. Doug Cox is one of Grand Lake's most caring residents. He cares about and for the people of the area. As a family medicine physician, Dr. Cox delivered more than 800 babies and cared for their moms, dads, siblings, and grandparents too. He cared about all of Grand Lake and Northeast Oklahoma when he spent 12 years in public service as a legislator in the Oklahoma State House. Now serving as an emergency room physician at Integris Grove Hospital, he continues to care for thousands and thousands of Grand Lake residents and visitors alike.
To be truthful, and I don't tell a lot of my patients this, I really started out to be a veterinarian. I spent 4 years at Oklahoma State in undergraduate school, started out in pre-veterinary medicine. I worked one summer in a hospital in Tulsa, what is now OSU Medical Center. Back then it was Oklahoma Osteopathic Hospital. I worked a summer in physical therapy, just kind of as an orderly, but I realized then that, I really like working with people, helping people. And so I never applied to veterinary school. I applied to medical school and was accepted at the University of Oklahoma. Well, I was really kind of an old-fashioned doctor. Back in the day, we did a little bit of everything. I did obstetrics, delivered about 813 babies. General medicine, family practice, took care of folks from the time I delivered them and got to know them as babies and their mamas and daddies, and also took care of their grandparents, even if they reached the age of going into the nursing home. So what we called back then cradle to grave medicine. And I've really enjoyed it. It's been a great ride. After about 18 years, I had the opportunity to become full-time emergency medicine physician, and for the last 18 years, I've practiced strictly emergency medicine. Grew up in the Tulsa area, never lived in a small town in my life, but as part of my medical school training at OU, I did a rural preceptorship here. And I noticed right off the bat that for a small community, the hospital was great. It had the backing of the Baptist Healthcare System, which nowadays is known as Integris. And they had the latest and greatest medical equipment. It was a very well-equipped hospital. And what a great place to come and play. When I was in high school and college, my buddies and I used to come up here on weekends and summertime vacations and camp out and fish and water ski. And when I finished my medical training, I thought, now if I can go practice at a place that I like to go play and make a good living with a place that has a state-of-the-art hospital, let's try it, and it's been wonderful. I'm a lifelong Oklahoman, very proud of Oklahoma. I want to do all I can to make Oklahoma a better state, and the opportunity for public service came up in the form of running for the state legislature. And I thought it was great to be an Oklahoman, but you know, we're number one at some of the things that aren't too good. I mean, smoking, teenage pregnancy, and we're low in some of the things that I would like to see improved. You know, our education level of our state, the number of people who visit our state. And I thought, you know, there may be an opportunity to make a difference here. And so I ran for the state legislature, won the House of Representatives seat here, and spent 12 years there until term limits. Well, as a physician, and I was the first physician in the Oklahoma legislature in 20 years, and so immediately they put me in charge of all the healthcare related issues, which was fine, but my true passion is education, because I was the first person in my family to graduate from college, or actually attend college and complete it. And that opened so many doors for me that I became passionate about education and want to see every child in Oklahoma get a good public education and have the opportunity to go ahead for college or technical school, whatever they want. And so I was passionate about education. One of the things I noticed, and this ties in with healthcare, is that in Oklahoma, once a young lady turned 18, if she was on Sooner Care, our state Medicaid assistance for low-income Oklahomans, the only way she can continue to have health coverage was to become pregnant. And I thought, we're sending the wrong message here. We have too many young unwed mothers, and so I changed the law to where a young person could continue on their state Medicaid insurance past the age of 18 if they went to a career tech school, college, or university in the state, up until the age of 23. Now, that doesn't sound like a big deal now, but back then, this was 13 years ago, that was long before that was federal law, long before anyone had ever heard of such a thing. And that's one of the things I'm most proud of. Well, I don't know if I deserve it or not. I've worked hard for it, and we certainly enjoy it. It's been a great place to raise kids, and as you can see out here in the water playing, now I'm on the grandkids, and it's just been a great community with a great school system, a great healthcare system, and I think that from a guy who grew up in a big city, I could not be happier living in a smaller community in Oklahoma.
I hope the next time you see Dr. Cox, it's waving at him out on the lake. But rest assured, if the need arises, he stands ready to serve your emergency medical needs as well. Stay tuned. We have more coming up next on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Orchids is a premier manufacturer of private label tissue towel and napkins. If you've purchased private label tissue towel or napkins, there's a very, very good chance that it came from this facility. We went from being a regional player in our game to being a national distributor now, and we're very, very proud of that fact. The employees here at Orchids are great. They provide us the best resource that we could ask for. You know, we've got a lot of honest, hardworking people that really help us, you know, progress as a company. Being inside the Mid-American Industrial Park is a huge advantage to a company like ours because there's a lot of resources that come with it. There's a lot of collaboration between the companies that reside here in the park. For those younger folks that are interested in a career, Orchids is a great place for them to look at. We provide great benefits, we provide a future, we provide opportunities.
Hello, our safety tip for today is boating at night. Boating at night brings us many challenges that we don't face during the daytime. The number one thing that I want to talk about is being visible. We have a red and green light on the front of the boat, and we have a white light on the rear of the boat. The red and green lights on the front of our boat allows other boaters to see which direction we're going and know how to navigate when they see us at night. The white light in the back, obviously they can see us if they're coming from the rear of the boat, but it also, if we have just a white light on the back of the boat, means that that boat is anchored, and that's a different aspect of how we need to face that situation. Another thing to remember is we have to keep those lights running. Keep spare bulbs in the boat, keep things to keep those going, like tools or spare bulbs. Nighttime navigation is a learning process, and we need to educate ourselves. One way we can do that is GRDA offers boating ed classes. They're required for the kids, but it's a great idea for the adults to come and get involved in that and learn things that we might have overlooked. That's our safety tip for today.
Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino. And now, time for the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. Spend a family fun day on Saturday, August 12th at Art on the Lake, presented by Harbor Village Museum. Come check out a diverse range of art and participate in hands-on activities with the artists themselves. Families with children can also enjoy participating in everything, offered between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. All the fun is free with regular admission to the village. Celebrate the 77th anniversary of Pensacola Dam at Woodstock-on-Water, August 12th at Lawhead Hollow. No Grand Lake Raft Out would be complete without a live music concert. There will be 2 great bands performing that afternoon from 1 to 5 p.m. Remember, this is a Raft Out only event with no land access. Don't get stranded and miss out. Cruise through Main Street and head on over to the Delaware County Courthouse for the 19th annual J Cruise Night, Saturday evening, August 12th. Check out all the action from 7 to 10 p.m., including entertainment, poker run, and a 50-50 pot. Awards and drawings will be presented as well at 9 p.m. in the Courthouse Square. Visit jchamber.org to register your vehicle for this event. Well, that's it for now from the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page.
In the early 1900s, 2 simple water well drillers, brothers George and Alfred Coleman, stumbled upon what is believed to be the second largest lead and zinc deposit the world has ever seen. Wanting to bring Hollywood-style glamour to the area, they built the Coleman Theater in Miami, Oklahoma in just 360 days to feature vaudeville's most premier entertainers.
What do you do with all that money? Well, you live life to the fullest. And that's kind of what Mr. Coleman and his wife did. He married a young lady who was 30 years younger than he was, and they traveled a lot. Spent a lot of time in Florida area, California. They traveled the world. They loved to go to shows. They traveled to all the major cities in the country and throughout Europe to see great entertainment. And as he got a little bit older, he got the idea that he wanted to build a theater here in his hometown, not his hometown, but where he was living, because he thought that would be a good thing to do. He put out a lot of feelers, talked to a lot of people in the entertainment industry, and to a man, they almost all told him the same thing: don't do it. Now, we actually have copies of letters in our history room that verify that. Don't do it, it'll be a money pit, you'll never get your money back, it's just not worth it. But Mr. Coleman was pretty headstrong, and so he went about and made the decision that he was going to build a theater. If you're going to build a theater, you're going to have something very important, right? You're going to need entertainment. And so to get that entertainment, Mr. Coleman, who was spending a lot of time in California, had made a lot of contacts. Most people don't realize Mr. Coleman was an early investor in Hollywood. So he asked around about, who do I talk to get entertainment at my theater? And he was told that since you have the money and you can afford it, you want the best.
We had a lot of great people that performed on the stage that were in the vaudeville time period. A lot of them are not verified because there really aren't very good records of who was here, because a lot of times it would say so-and-so's vaudeville troupe was here, but it didn't list who was in the troupe. But there are people that we can verify. For instance, we know Will Rogers was here more than one occasion, and also we are positive that Sally Rand was here. I don't know if you people are familiar with her. She's quite an interesting person. She was I'd say America's first and favorite exotic fan dancer. She would dance with fans in kind of provocative ways, and she was very popular. Both times she was here, sold out crowd. So we can verify that. We also know that Blackstone, the magician, was here. You may not be familiar with him, but he was Harry Houdini's protege. He was here. Now, Bing Crosby was a family friend of the Colemans. Even to this day, generations later, the Colemans and the Crosbys are very close friends. He was here, but never in a public capacity. We don't see anywhere where he, come see Bing Crosby. But we have heard tell that he would come here sometimes with the Colemans and maybe some of their friends, and he would sing a few tunes on the piano. And of course he would. Who wouldn't want Bing to come at least sing every once in a while when he's here?
We're typically a live venue. We do some movies, but when we do a movie, it is usually a classic movie or with a special purpose. Other than we do show movies, and for special nights when maybe a group books the theater and comes in and has a dinner here, and then they enjoy a movie. But for open to the public, we do 3 times a year. We bring in a world-famous organist. Dennis James is our house organist, and he plays all over the entire world. And 3 times a year we bring him in and do a silent film Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. And those are great events because the organ was built for this theater to accompany those, probably some of the very same movies that we're showing. So that's a great movie event. We have live events most of the time. Our audience seems to respond well to things like Bob Wills' Texas Playboys. That's one of our biggest shows that we have. Riders in the Sky, but we also have a many variety of things. We try to bring in something for everyone.
The Coleman Theater is breathtaking and well worth a visit. Although beautifully restored, it does require the generosity of local donors to maintain its glory. Catch one of their many productions or just swing by to tour this historic building. And don't forget to check us out online. Visit us at rsu.tv and click on shows to see all episodes of Living Grand. Stay with us. We have more to come after these messages.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake. And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Grand Lake's newest destination for great fun is located just off the lake in Grove. At Cherokee Casino Grove, you'll experience exceptional food and outstanding service. Stop in to relax with your favorite drink and root for your team on the big screen. Experience live local music on the 1897 stage every weekend. Cherokee Casino Grove on Highway 59 at East 250 Road. It's the most fun you'll have off the water.
In today's world, data security is critical to your business's success. It's your most valuable business asset. As potential threats increase daily, protecting your data is a priority. Northeast Oklahoma Electric Cooperative has created a solution. Core Data Center is a state-of-the-art storage facility with 24/7 monitoring and multi-layered security. You can trust Core Data Center to protect your data so you can keep your business operating no matter what. Visit our website or call 918-256-9470. Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake. presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
For those who live or visit Grand Lake, it's easy to see what the hype is all about. We sent our producer out with Grand Laker Jerry Cookson to cruise around the lake and show our viewers how Grand Lakers soak up the sun and relax in true Grand Lake fashion.
You know what I like to say about boating, look at your kids, how many summers do you have left with them? You get them in the boat, you got them in 29 foot of space, you're eating lunch together, you're going to the house together, you're talking together, you get to know their friends, they tell you stuff. It's 6 or 8 hours of family time. First boat that we looked at was the Washburn's boat.
We have a Malibu V-Ride, 23 foot. We chose it because we like to get out and wake surf and wakeboard, and they're just honestly great, reliable boats. So they look sharp and they can fit plenty of people for all the fun you're gonna have.
What a great boat it was. Looked like they were going out to have a good time too. They like to surf a lot.
On wake surfing, you're trying to keep the board up and going with a steady wake that's smoothed out, and then on the wakeboarding, it's to keep your wake smooth. The constant speed with steady weight, you can dial that in perfectly. I've probably been doing it about 10 years. Wake surfing, not as long, maybe 2 or 3. Wake surfing's a little more chilled out and a little more involves the whole boat. Wakeboarding is of course just a challenge and a good adrenaline rush for the day.
Second boat we looked at was Bob Zinke's. That was the 336 Cobalt.
I like the boat mostly because it's open bow, and so I have a lot of friends that come up, and I love it. I love to have the space.
But also it has air conditioned, and it has a little air conditioned cabin in it.
Best boat on the lake. Perfect for this boat is perfect for Grand Lake.
All the girls.
He just likes to load it down with girls and come to the lake.
I've been coming up here for 15 years. I love this place.
The boat we're on now is the Crown Line 29 XS. It's the new twin outboard. It's yacht certified, so you can put as many people as you want it, as long as you have a life jacket and a place to sit down. Has a nice bathroom, a really smooth ride, and of course the outboard power is getting very popular.
Well, this is a 2012 Malibu Wakesetter 247. I think it was originally bought at Cedar Port, and I'm the second owner of this boat. I've had it for 3 years. Awesome surf boat, awesome wakeboarding boat. We put a couple of 400-pound sacks in the back to get even a better surf. We come down almost every weekend between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Well, what brought us down here is my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and their family have a home in Eagles Roost, and we have 3 other family friends that live there as well. So we bought a home there 3 years ago, and we've got our own little family and friend community there.
4th of July weekend at Grand is absolutely awesome. We're here at Cedar Port Marina, great spot on the lake. We like to bring our friends and family out, just gather, celebrate the 4th, watch the fireworks. There's multiple shows over here at Grand that you have Disney, you have Duck Creek, 2 great ones we go to. I mean, it's just a great time. Good little getaway for a long weekend.
4th of July is a special holiday for our country, obviously, but it's always special at Grand Lake with all the fireworks and all the people that come up, and it's just the flyovers. It's just the best.
This is my youngest. These girls are going to be juniors in high school, but I have a son and daughter in college, and they meet us down here every weekend, and if it wasn't for this, we wouldn't see them in the summer. So absolutely keeps our family together.
4th of July on Grand Lake, that's one of the reasons I'm here. People come up to Grand Lake for the 4th of July and they stay at their friend's lake house and they go out in their friend's boat, and before long they're buying a house and looking at boats and coming back. 1981 was my first experience, and here I am.
That's all we have for today's episode of Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm your host, Christy Wallace. Thanks for watching, and join us again next week.
Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by
Orchids is a premier manufacturer of private label tissue towel and napkins. If you've purchased private label tissue towel or napkins, there's a very, very good chance that it came from this facility. We went from being a regional player in our game to being a national distributor now, and we're very, very proud of that fact. The employees here at Orchids are great. They provide us the best resource that we could ask for. We've got a lot of honest, hardworking people that really help us, progress as a company. Being inside the Mid-America Industrial Park is a huge advantage to a company like ours because there's a lot of resources that come with it. There's a lot of collaboration between the companies that reside here in the park. For those younger folks that are interested in a career, Orchids is a great place for them to look at. We provide great benefits, we provide a future, we provide opportunities.
Also by
every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
And by viewers and members like you.